Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of County Perspective. In this show, we focus on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the community that you live in. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa, and thank you for joining us. Now, this is a very special year-end episode of County Perspective as we get ready to wrap up 2022. Since the last episode, a lot has changed in Frederick County government. With the new county executive, new members on the council, and Sheriff Chuck Jenkins being appointed for the 5th time. Let's focus on our top news stories. Jessica Fitzwater took the oath of office as Frederick County Executive on December 5th, becoming only the second person to hold the position. She succeeds Jan Gardner, who attended the ceremony at the Weinberg Center for the Arts in a show of support. In Executive Fitzwater's inaugural speech, she committed to prioritizing the values of inclusion, sustainability, and accountability.
So I'm so excited to be serving as the second county executive and really coming on board at a time where there are so many opportunities ahead for Frederick County. As a 2-term county council member, I got to engage on the legislative side of putting forward ideas to help move Frederick County forward, and now I get to work with our amazing county staff, our incredible community partners, and really represent all of our residents as we move Frederick County forward. So as a mom of 2 little kids, I'm really aware of the opportunities, but also the challenges that a lot of our Frederick County families face. So I'm fully committed to making sure that the vision that we have for Frederick County, where every family can live, work, and thrive here, is something that is attainable for everybody. I'm really excited about the community-driven transition that we're putting into place at the beginning of this administration. We're asking everyone to think about 3 core values that are going to drive our entire administration: inclusion, accountability, and sustainability, making sure that within and outside of county government, everybody feels valued and feels welcome in our community, recognizing the decisions that we're making and the impact that they're going to have on the climate and on future generations, and also making sure that the public knows how to engage with us and can hold us accountable for what we say we're going to do here in Frederick County.
A member of the first ever Frederick County Council, Executive Fitzwater represented Council District 4 for 2 terms before being elected county executive. As a council member, she championed numerous pieces of legislation that were enacted on a bipartisan basis, including repealing the county's English-only ordinance, improving affordable workforce housing by strengthening the Housing Initiative Fund, creating a human trafficking task force, addressing anti-discrimination, and establishing a climate emergency mobilization work group. Fitzwater's transition team will focus on 7 key priorities through collaborative, community-driven work groups. Priorities include government innovation, housing and quality of life, education and workforce development, economic development and jobs, public safety, sustainability, infrastructure and transportation, and public health and human services. The swearing-in ceremony can be viewed on FCG-TV cable channels 19 and 1085 and online at frederickcountymd.gov/FCG-TV. The Frederick County Board of Elections certified the general election results November 21st, and announcing Chuck Jenkins was voted to serve a 5th term as Frederick County Sheriff. The Frederick County Sheriff's Office invited residents to attend the historic swearing-in ceremony on Thursday, December 8th at the Calvary Assembly of God.
So to my men and women in both law enforcement and corrections, on behalf of the citizens of this county, thank you for the work that you do every single day. Thank you for the job you do, for your role in public safety and the justice system. You do your jobs very well, and you have earned the public trust. And thank you for supporting me as your sheriff over the past 16 years and for the next 4 years. To everyone else here today and all the citizens of Frederick County, I want to thank each and every one of you for your trust and support and allowing me the privilege and opportunity and honor of serving Frederick County as sheriff for the last 16 years and the next 4 years. You will continue to get my very best effort to enforce the laws fairly and impartially and uphold the oath to the Constitution
Jenkins made history by becoming the only Frederick County Sheriff to have been elected to 5 terms. To view the full inauguration, visit frederickcountymd.gov/FCG-TV. During the ceremony, members of the 3rd Frederick County Council also were sworn in. New County Council members Mason Carter, Kevonte Duckett, Renee T. Knapp, and Brad W. Young joined returning council members Jerry D. Donald through his 3rd term, MC Keegan Air 3rd term, and Stephen J. McKay for 2nd term. Check out this video to learn more about the county council members.
I'm 18 years old, so I became the youngest elected official in Frederick County history, and I think in Maryland state history as well. And all those 18 years were living right here in Frederick County. I grew up in Walkersville. I still live in Walkersville, and I went through the feeder system of Walkersville with Frederick County Public Schools. And so this county is amazing. I love this county, and I want to raise my family here. And so whatever I can do to further our rich heritage here in Frederick County, I'm going to definitely do. And everything that we've done here in Frederick County has been spectacular, and I look forward to carrying forward that legacy. Talking to constituents over the last 2 years, it's all been about bringing a voice to Northern Frederick County. And so they feel shut out of their government, and they feel their voices have been silenced. And so I told in my acceptance speech the other night that they need to hear these words, that their voice, their hopes, and their dreams will determine the destiny of our county.
My name's Jerry Donald. I am from Frederick County. I was born here in 1964. I'm a graduate of Middletown High School. I work there now as a teacher. This is my 35th year. I'm married to my wife, Beverly. We have 3 daughters. My goals for the next 4 years are to get things built that Frederick County needs. We need a park and trail system to connect our parks and have trails connecting the parks together so people can walk to the park, so they can have more use of the park, so kids can get to a park without having to have their parents drive them there. I'd like to see us get more libraries built. We have built 3 beautiful libraries in the last 8 years, and I'd like to see us continue on that path forward. I'd like to see our parks program continue forward. We're going to build a new park in Thurmont. After that, there's going to be one in Point of Rocks. There's one in Emmitsburg, actually, before the Thurmont one. The Thurmont one will be equestrian-based. And then Othello Park is going to get a new a second phase in it where we'll have more fields and things to do there. We have old schools that need to be renovated or rebuilt, and we have a need for new schools in some of our growing parts of the county. I want to be around. It won't happen in 4 years, but I want to be around for the time when they take the last portable out of Frederick County Public Schools. Also, I think we need senior centers. That's our fastest growing population, and we need to get senior centers built, and we need to have programs for seniors as we grow older in Frederick County.
I'm proud that my family has called Frederick home for the last 7 generations. Graduate of Tuscarora High School, and a graduate of Frederick Community College, where I had the opportunity of serving as the president of our Student Government Association and as a student representative on the Presidential Search Committee. For the last 3 years, I've had the privilege and honor of working for the Religious Coalition as the director of the Allen P. Linton Jr. Emergency Shelter. Now I currently have the husband of Chantel and the father of Micah, and so we have a 3-year-old son. So over the next 4 years, I really do hope to address our housing crisis or housing shortage that we have in our county. Education is always at the top of the list, making sure that we are fully funding our school system so that our students are able to thrive and be their best selves. Number 3, really looking at addressing our small businesses. Number 4, mental health and substance abuse is of utmost importance. I really think that we have to do a better job at addressing this crisis. And finally, really looking at our service delivery in the county.
I come from a background in public service. I worked on Capitol Hill for 10 years before I stayed home to raise my children. I got very involved in their schools, advocating for the schools and the students and the community. And I've just carried that forward onto the council, trying to advocate for communities who need help and helping them find their voice so that they can advocate for themselves. I'd like to get back to my legislative roots. I like writing legislation. I like finding legislative solutions to problems. The last 4 years as president of the council, I have not had time to do that, and I would like to get back to writing legislation, finding legislative ways to fix problems.
I'm a longtime resident of Frederick County. I moved here when I was very young with my family. My husband and I raised our family here. I grew up in Middletown. We've raised our children in the Ballinger Creek and Adamstown area. The issues that I'd like to bring forward on the council and advance in the next 4 years include transportation is something I think that's very important. We see the traffic struggles that we have in the county. If we can improve our public transportation system, that'll provide access to people with disabilities, elderly people who would like to age in place. Public education is very important. We have to make sure that our schools are funded to make sure that we can make up for learning losses that occurred during the pandemic, and also make sure that our Career and Technology Center has the latest programs and equipment that they need to make our students successful in the county. We have the largest county in Frederick County. We're a very rural county. Everything that we can do to push broadband expansion out into the county improves the economy, access to education, and access to starting a small business. So that's a very important issue. And then also climate resilience, making sure that our infrastructure in the county is climate resilient, making sure that the agricultural economy is protected, and making sure we understand their needs as the climate changes.
I live in Monrovia with my family. I have 4 kids and 4 grandkids. Professionally, during the day, I work in the national security field. I've been doing that for over 30 years now or so. The last council didn't get a lot of major land use decisions. And we know what happened back between 2012 and 2014. The county saw a tremendous amount of growth approved by the Board of County Commissioners at that time, and that's why I got involved. I want to be there at the table when those development applications start coming back. I was always very disappointed that I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted in terms of taxes, a little tax relief for our citizens. So one of the first things I'm going to be looking at is expanding our property tax credit for our retired seniors. That's one of my earliest priorities. I certainly hope that we're able to bring back the Sugarloaf Plan and finish that. I wish we had finished it at the end of last term. We're going to have another chance soon, and I'll be looking to make sure we have a good, fair settlement on that plan and get it done.
I'm a lifelong Frederick resident. I grew up right by TJ High School, went through North Frederick and TJ High School, went on to University of Maryland, came back to Frederick County, married my high school sweetheart, Cheryl. We've been married for 37 years now. We had 3 children here in Frederick and now 5 grandchildren. Both my wife and I have been small business owners. I'm a financial planner, investment manager is what I do for my professional practice. But I've been very involved in the community, and education's always been extremely important to me. I served 15 years on the board of Frederick Community College and 12 years on the board of Frederick County Public Schools. So education will always be my #1 priority. I ran for the council because I love Frederick and want to continue to serve, and so education will be a top priority. Making sure that our seniors are taken care of, our environment, our parks, and our public safety are all going to be priorities of mine.
Before we go, I want to remind you to come to the New Year's Eve key drop ceremony on Carroll Creek on December 31st. The drop of the key at midnight will kick off the year of 2023 and the start of Frederick County's 275th anniversary. Bring your family and friends for the special and exciting event. Well, everyone, that is it for this episode of County Perspective, but don't forget to follow Frederick County on social media in order to stay up to date on important news and events. I hope you all have a safe and wonderful holiday season. We'll see you next time with a fresh look from a county perspective in 2023. Take care, everyone.